Welcome. This video will explain how to read a Stellic degree audit for a transfer student. You would log into Stellic. If you happen to be on home, just go to the Track Progress tab so that you can see your specific degree requirements. And you'll see your major at the top, and we'll scroll down a bit to begin reviewing the audit. Note that I am on the official audit. The planned feature is for planning courses that you'll take to fulfill specific categories in the future. We will not cover the planned feature in this video. Also, different audit views to look at more compact version of the audit, but we're going with the default full audit in this view. No matter what audit version you're looking at, you can click on and into everything to explain different categories. So to start us off, Cornell requires a swim test. So there is a swim requirement, and there's also a PE requirement for students to take 2 PE courses. 120 credits are required for a bachelor's degree. 55 of those credits for transfer students need to be CALS credits. This number is different for first-year students, so take note, transfer students and 55. And we can see the list of courses and additional details if we click the down arrow, if we click constraints. So really know that additional clicking will give you additional information as we go through. You can see the subject codes that count as CALS credits, and there are ways to look up courses by these specific categories that I highlight in roster and in Stellic. Roster is another tool that you can use to search for courses. All right. The structured course category is a category that highlights typical courses at Cornell, courses that are lectures, labs, discussions, recitations, all count as structured courses. It's almost easier to talk about what structured credits are not. Structured credits are not TAing, they're not undergraduate research, they're not independent study. So that's a little explanation about structured. For your specific number of structured credits required, check your degree audit. This is prorated based on transfer year. So just know that as we're looking at this particular audit. Letter grade credits are also prorated. Letter grade credits are a letter grade being assigned. Cornell does have some SU courses. So this is just indicating how many credits need to be taken for letter grade in order to earn the bachelor's degree. The next category that we'll look at is our college distribution requirements. Think of this as the general education requirements. So we can see that this student is bringing in some transfer credit as we go along here. So for this science section, we need 18 credits total. So the student is bringing in 4 credits for the intro life science and bio category. There is a chemistry and physics category that we need 3 credits in minimum, a quantitative literacy category, and the green check mark is indicating that the course is done. We can see that it was taken at another institution. And then other physical and life sciences category, at least 1 course that matches the heading OPHLS, other physical and life sciences. Then we have the social science and humanities category. There are subcategories within this that you will need 12 credits total, highlighted here, and at least one of them needs to be a diversity heading. So one of them is a diversity course, and then you've got options for the additional categories. So this student happens to be bringing in transfer credit for the literature and the arts, the historical analysis and the cultural analysis, social science and humanities categories. But there are more categories than that are not being used. Foreign language is not being used and not needed, nor is knowledge, cognition, moral reasoning, or the social and behavioral science. So it's 9 credits out of these categories listed here, and then the required diversity brings us up to 12 total. There's a lot of scrolling and clicking in, but you'll get used to how to read it. The next category we have here is written and oral expression. 2 writing courses are required, and then for the oral expression category, oral expression is an option or a requirement depending on the major. So you need 9 credits in this category overall. 2 of them have to be writing. The third one is either writing or public speaking based on your preference or your major. So that concludes the distribution requirements, and now we're moving into other parts of the audit. This is where it's showing that the minimum GPA in order to graduate is a 2.0, and your GPA will be listed there when you have a Cornell GPA. Next, it moves into the major requirements. You can see courses are being waived or count in categories and are listed there based on courses being transferred in. So I'm not going to go through the major requirements line by line because it will be different for each of the majors in CALS, but I do want to point out one additional category here at the bottom. These unmatched courses are transfer courses that are coming into count for the 120 total credits number, but are not necessarily counting in another place in the audit, like a distribution, checkbox or a major checkbox, but they are counting towards the 120. If a course isn't able to count towards 120, it hasn't been transferred in by our registrar team and isn't viewable on your student center or on Stellic. So I'll just show you where you can see that list of all of the courses counting towards the 120. Excuse the scrolling here. Here it is, right? So we're clicking in, clicking down, and you can see the courses that are transferred in and counting towards the 120. So there's some of the courses, the TRAN 9999, for example, that we saw under unmatched. It is indeed counting towards the 120. So that concludes the explanation for the distribution requirements. Please talk with an advisor about any transfer courses that you think should be counting somewhere else, or explanations for your specific major, your specific situation. This video is meant to be really an introduction to understanding degree requirements at Cornell University.